Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Triple N Media. I am NIK NIKAM. In this presentation, we are going to look at the S&P 500 from 1994 to 2021, almost 30 years, and look at actual returns, averages, and we're going to look at misconceptions and misrepresentations. When somebody says, oh, you can make 10 to 14% in the stock market on an average, they are not talking based on real facts. This is just a general argument by people in the financial industry to say, well, stock market, you can make 10 to 15%. If they say that, you tell them, show me the facts. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the actual S&P 500 returns from 1994 to 2020, and I'm going to break this down and explain to you as how much percentage return you can expect based on this chart for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and also look at the concept of you should be doubling your money every 7 years. They say if you get 7% return on your investment, you should be doubling your money every 7 years. Let's see if anybody can be able to do that in the stock market looking at S&P 500 actual returns. So here are starting from 2000. I'm just going to quickly run through this, but this doesn't make a lot of sense unless we put them into real perspective. In 1994, it started off at the $46.59 price. And in that year, it had a minus 2.2%. And down we go here up to 2020, where the current S&P 500 is 321.86 with a 16% gain for the year 2020. But look at some of the red years here. The dot-com bust here, 2000, 2001. 10% minus 12.87%, minus 22%. Then you look at the 2008 financial debacle where the market dropped 38.28%. So how do we figure out what is the average return when they say, well, you can expect an average return of 8 to 12%. All right, so I'm going to first give you a little graphic representation of what the stock market looks like. Then I'm going to get into a spreadsheet and I will explain to you what the averages for any given period can be and how you can calculate it yourself. Here is from 1994. Each one of them represent a year, and we had 5 years of good years. Then we had 3 bad years. Then we had like 5 good years. But listen, if you had invested at the top of this year, then it would have taken you almost 10, 12 years to make any profit. So let's keep this in mind, especially if you are in your 60s. And if you are at this point in the market, which looks like we are here in 2021 May, and that's the key thing. From 2008, we had the biggest bull market, which has been very, very aggressive. Let's see if it has shown any substantial improvement in the prices compared to the previous years. So in order to do that, I'm going to go to the spreadsheet here. First, I'm going to pull up the spreadsheet here. I have entered some of the numbers which I talked about, like these numbers, some of these numbers, and I'm going to show you here. First of all, I took the 94 to 2003, 10 years. I put all their numbers, the returns. The average return was 11%, which is not bad. All right. Then from 2004 to 2013, the average return was 7%. Well, that's not bad, but that's not good enough because this is all taxable income. Remember that. You are getting 11%, you may be getting net 7% when you pull the money out. All right, and between 2014 and 2020, which is 7 years, the return was 8%. So in reality, These are actual returns on S&P 500. So if anybody is saying you can make 12-14% on an S&P on an average over 20 years or 25 years, they are just not giving the real facts. And here are the facts. You can literally take this chart, put it on a spreadsheet, and calculate for any given year, any 5 years or 7 years or 10 years, and find out what is the actual return, because that's what it's going to be when you put your money for investments for it to work for you. All right, you have also heard the greatest misconception, that is you should be doubling your money every 7 years. If you get a 7% return on your investment, you should be doubling your money every 7 years. If that is the case, let us see if S&P 500 over the last 25 years or so, how it has done in terms of doubling your money. I mean, we are talking about investing your money throughout the entire period. So here we start off with the opening balance of 46.59, and that's what we have here. And at the end of 7 years, which is 131.18 at the end, and when we put that one, you get 182% return, which is very good actually. You want to double your money, but you have almost like from 46 you have gone to 132, so you almost gotten like triple your money, which is great. But look at the second 7 years, from 2001 to 2007, your gain was only 11.62%. So if you were in this 7-year period, your gain was from 131 from here to 146.21. So nowhere did the S&P give you a gain of 100% in 7 years. You get the picture. But however, if you had started in 1994, you would have barely made that 200% gain, because you get 100%, that should go to 200%, then the 200 should go to 400, then the 400 should go to 800, because you have to double this number. Let's go down the timeline here. Now from 2008 to 2014, the gain was only 45.58%. So it was not 100% gain as the pundits predict. Nonetheless, from 7, 14, 21 years, from 1994, 21 years later, your expectation was 400%, but you made 342% of your base investment. It's not bad. I mean, it could have been worse. But then look at here. We had the biggest bull market, remember, from 2008 to 2021. And here's the S&P, where it went from 205 to 373, but the gain was only 81%. And if you were to take this, let's say if you had invested $46.50 in 1994, and you just put that in the little 1,000 shares and you forgot it. You just slept through the whole, 21 plus 28 years. After 28 years, you would have expected your money to be 800% of what you invested. But even then, this is 700%, which is less than what you have expected. That is less than what most money market experts would tell you you should be getting. That is less than 7% average return on your investment over a period of close to 30 years. So now you get a clear picture of what the actual return in the S&P 500 has been from 1994 to 2021. When you're talking to financial experts or advisors, tell them to show the actual data. I will guarantee you they will not have the guaranteed data. So this is the most important chart you need to be carrying with you, and show them this chart and have them explain to you where they're expecting 10 to 12% on the average if you were to put your money for 15, 20 or 30 years. I hope this has been an eye-opener for you, just like it has been for me. So it is my job to analyze these data and come up with a more practical observation of what the real data is, because when you look at charts like this can be hard to interpret or deceptive, because as I said, if you had started your investment here, you had to wait for like 10, 12, 14 years for it to even get off the ground. But if you had invested money here, it would have been a very nice run up. But then again, you cannot time the market. So they say just stay in the market for 25, 30 years, you're going to get 10 to 15%. That means their statements are false. They are not based on real, actual numbers in the stock market history. Thank you so much for watching this presentation, and please do subscribe to our channel, and we will bring you more and more useful tips on your finances. See you next time.